I wanted to first start because a couple people were a little bit confused on what we should do as far as the challenge. And so for me, this 30-day detox challenge is really about two things. People may be extending their fasting window to a little bit extra and tightening up that window because, as far as the holidays go, maybe someone was doing a 6-hour eating window or 8-hour or 10-hour, who knows? And so we're kind of limiting that eating window. And so you're deciding for yourself, what is the best eating window for you? Is it 8-hour? Is it 6-hour? Is it 4-hour? Are you going to eat from 12 to 8? Are you doing 12 to 6? Are you doing 12 to 4? Or are you just saying, I'm only going to eat in one meal a day? And what this challenge is supposed to do, obviously, some people need coaching where it's one-on-one, where they're really being held accountable. And coaching is the best way to do that. But the second best way to do it is where you are announcing what you're doing with your eating window, right? And what you're putting in your body. And so, I am not big on depriving myself, but I'm also know that I love sugar. And so I can get out of control with sugar. And right now, we're all trying to boost our immune system, and eating sugar can weaken your body's defenses significantly. 70% of Americans, I'd say probably 70 to 90% of Americans are eating way more than the sugar that they should have per day. And eating sugar is what is a big reason for aging and wrinkles and chronic diseases. And so for me, I know that it's like sugar begat sugar begat sugar. And, the Bible says, don't eat too much sugar or it will make you sick. It's in the Bible several times. And so we just want to make sure that we want to limit that. And so, as you guys know, I've interviewed thousands of women. And one of the things I ask them, I say, well, what do you do when you're trying to lose weight, right? Because again, everything's dependent on whether you want to lose weight or whether you want to maintain your weight. So if you're in a place that you want to lose your weight, then you really have to limit that sugar. And most of the women that I interviewed, they would say something along the lines of, if I have a grain, I have it either at lunch or dinner. So they're not eating a rice for lunch and a potato for dinner. If they're going to have a serving, and when I say a serving, they're having a small amount, like about the size of the palm of their hand, right? And so they're not having this huge portion either. So and they're like, sometimes I'll have one, sometimes I won't, but they're not having a grain at every single meal. And so it was kind of an aha moment for me when I said, okay, you know what? Probably, either having one serving or grain or less is probably a good idea. When I was interviewing them, I said, well, do you eat fruit? They're like, I might eat half an apple or an apple a day, or maybe I'll have, a half a cup of blueberries or a half a cup of raspberries. So it's just over and over. They're like, I might go all day and not have any fruit. Like if I'm craving a little bit of fruit, I'll have it, but I don't go crazy on the fruit. And so that's kind of where this idea came from, that we said, okay, let's try to commit to saying, hey, we're not having any regular sugar right now. We're not having cane sugar. We're not having fruit juice concentrates, molasses, agave, honey, brown sugar, sucrose, glucose, fructose, dextrose, all these words ending in ose, like sucrose, glucose, fructose, dextrose, maltose, all those are sugar. We're not having high fructose corn syrup. We're not having dried cane syrup right now. We're focusing on whole foods. So again, it's like you eat what you want, but you're focusing on foods that are clean eating. Now, I have a term that I call keto flex. And that's kind of how I've noticed how people eat when they're naturally thin. They're like, if I want this, I'll eat it. I eat a little bit of it. But for the most part, I'm filling my body up with protein, with a lot of vegetables, a tiny little bit of fruit if I need it. If I need a grain, I'll have a little tiny bit of it. So that's really of the place that we're trying to come from right now. What I love to say for me, the easiest way that I think of when I say it is, instead of saying like, when I'm not eating, I like to just say, I'm going to eat in a 6-hour window. That's very clear, because otherwise people have to start doing math, right? So I say, okay, are you eating in a 4-hour eating window? Am I eating in a 6-hour eating window, an 8-hour eating window? Or am I just eating? Well, and I will tell you, if you want the biggest success, right? So we're going to go on our President's Club trip for our top performers. And so I'm going to be in a bikini the whole time. So I need to be looking good, right? So I'm sticking with a 1 meal per day. That's it. So I'm choosing 1 meal and I'm going to eat in that 30-minute window. And then that's it. Now I'm doing that. You know, you can do a meal and a tasting. That's the other thing, is a 4-hour window. Again, it's not like I'm just sitting here for 4 hours and just eating and eating and eating for 4 straight hours, right? We still want to make sure that we're hungry, that we're eating when our stomach growls. So that is such an important piece. Like, I want to make sure that I'm eating only when my body is physically hungry and not for any other reason. And, you know, I have a very stressful job. I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. And my first natural reaction that I have to, it's still there. It's still, I have not broken it yet. When I get extremely stressed at work, I'm telling you, my first reaction is still, I need a snack. And I have to really fight hard to make sure that I'm not doing that. So that's super, super important. So the biggest thing that you could do to really help is that if you could just put in your, every time you eat something, if you just put it in the group and say, hey guys, I'm in a 4-hour eating window or whatever it is, and post it and give people ideas of what you're eating. Margaret has done a great job of that. A couple other folks have done a really good job of posting that. So that's what we want to encourage you to do. Now, if you say eating 1 meal a day and just eating that 1 meal in a 30-minute window, that's just too hard for me. I get it. That's an advanced stage, right? But a meal and a tasting, and you know, I'm about to release my book on this. That is the next best option, where you're eating 1 full meal, whatever you want, no more than 1 grain or a half a cup of fruit. Try to just have, if you can, just have vegetables and a protein in there, you know, but eat what you want, eat what you're craving, if you want a steak, eat a steak. If you want chicken, eat chicken, whatever protein you want. And then a great vegetable. Have asparagus if you like asparagus. If you don't like asparagus, don't eat asparagus, but eat any non-starchy vegetable. And eat a salad with your favorite dressing that doesn't have a lot of sugar in there, right? So that's kind of the idea that we're looking for. And then on that tasting, I'll talk about it more in my book, but it's really about having something around, 200, 250 calories. And now I said that to someone, they're like, wait, you say in your book, don't count calories. I don't count calories, but I'm just telling you that it's like, just so you can understand what a tasting is. Like, it's whatever you want that's kind of high protein, not tons of sugar, but just so you're not thinking like, people have an idea of like, this is my tasting and they've got these plates that are this big. No, we're talking about a small amount of food that's just going to take you through until your actual meal. So I'll kind of give some more ideas on that. Like maybe an idea for that would be like, 2 hard-boiled eggs and half of an apple, or a little bit of peanut butter with some carrots and celery and maybe 10 cashews, something, you've got to figure it out. It's just, there's so many different ideas because I'm very anti like telling you what to eat. You have to eat what your body is asking you to eat, but you're retraining your mind to not be eating exorbitant amounts of food. Okay. So if you're doing, and just so you know, I never lost a pound doing an 8-hour eating window. That never worked for me. And the reason was because I was eating 2 meals and a snack. So I was eating in an 8-hour window, eating 2 big meals and a snack, and that just didn't work for me. Once I brought my meal down to a 6-hour eating window, that kind of worked better for me. But once I lost over 30 pounds, for me to get below that, you have to do a little bit more work to get there. Hey guys, I wanted to tell you I'm offering a free weight loss virtual Bible study. Now is the perfect time to focus on understanding true hunger and fullness and learn what the Bible has to say about it. All you have to do is go to chantelrayway.com/Bible study. After you sign up, you'll receive a 6-week Bible study video that you can watch on your own, or you can get a small group of people and do it together. That's chantelrayway.com/Bible study for your free 6-week Bible study course. Can you use a protein shake as a tasting? That's a great one. Protein shake is one of the most wonderful tastings you can have, but here's the problem. You can, and this is why I said a 250 calorie, because we have a restaurant here in town and it's called, I love it, but it's called Tulu and it's at the Marriott and they put their calories for everything. And their shakes, I kid you not, go there and check it out. Their one protein shake is 1,200 calories and another one was like 900 if I can't remember, but I remember one of them was 1,200. If you think it's hard to do 1,200 calories, it's not. It's very easy to do 1,200 calories in a shake because if you did like a high density protein that had a lot of calories, let's say that was 350 calories, and then you put 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, right? You could easily get yourself up to 1,200 calories. It's funny. I think I need to take a picture of that. I think I have it somewhere on my phone. I should post it for you guys. So again, that tasting, people can get out of control with those protein shakes. So that's a big deal that you need to. Just thinking about this month of really cutting your food portions in half. I know that for me, I can get a little out of control with some of my portion sizes, and I need to really watch it. But I constantly go, this is too much food. Timing, putting pictures of how long it took you to eat your food. If you could try to wait 25 minutes to eat your food, which that's very difficult for me. I'm telling you, that's like an act of Congress for me. I still struggle to do that. I walk fast, I talk fast, I do everything fast, but that is such an important piece if you guys can get there and like putting those on there. So Monday, I'm going to announce our winner for our protein shake, the Waste Away protein shake, and some other vitamins. So that's going to be for people who are really doing a lot of posting. We are going to give those products to you for free. So that's really exciting if you can do that. And the accountability is really important. If you're not getting a response from your accountability partner, you need to get another accountability partner, right? So I love when, one person wrote, hey, does anyone need an accountability partner? That's all. You don't need to smash the fact they're not holding you accountable. Just put on the post, who needs an accountability partner? And we'll get you another one right away, okay? Because it'd be really nice for you to say, like, reach out to your accountability partner and say, hey, just checking in, get their phone number, get their text, get their email, and just say, hey, Amelia, I'm just checking on you. How are you doing today? What's your goal today? What are you doing today? Margaret, what are you doing today? Or what's your eating window? What are you planning on doing? And then holding that person accountable every day is the way to really, really make it through. Okay. Well, just a quick call to kind of encourage you guys and tell you some of you guys are doing such a great job. So I'm really, really proud of you, and really work on that mindset. Monday, we're going to talk a little bit more about mindset and making sure that the devil is not telling you lies that aren't holding you back. So I'm really excited to talk to you. Don't forget, we'll have another call Monday. And the calls will always be on Mondays. So this was just an additional one because I didn't feel like I did a good job. I talked so much about mindset on Monday that I didn't really clarify to some people. We had it all written, but some people are auditory learners and they need to hear it instead of just see it written down. So I wanted to clarify that. I know I don't read anything. I'm like, just tell me what it is. So I totally get that. And I apologize if I didn't do a good job clarifying it. And I wanted to just do a special call to do that, to kind of clarify it. So I'll talk with everybody on Monday. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and make sure you do your posting on Facebook. I love to see what you guys are doing. Bye, guys. Have a great one.